I've been practicing medicine for about 3 years almost. Yep, I've been in Delaware for 3 years practicing. So I honestly came to practice in Delaware for the community. I grew up in Maryland, and so it was an added perk that my family's about 2 hours from here. But I was looking at programs for residency for great training, obviously, and great medical experience. But really the people drew me here. The community that I work with is so phenomenal. It's very supportive, and we really get engaged with the community. We get to help patients in the community and do service work and service projects throughout that as well. But then also lift each other up on shift and lift each other up through the hospital and just really always have each other's back. So when looking at programs, I got to kind of explore a lot of different types of programs, types of hospital systems, and this one really just sold me for both the training and the people. One of the most helpful things for me during my job search process, the residency interview process, in other words, was talking to current residents. That I think surpassed really any other experience. Everyone's website's gonna show their highlights. Everyone's gonna talk positive things on the interview day, but really getting the opportunity to talk to residents kind of off the record and hear what they would wanna change about the program if they could, or what their favorite parts are, or how often the residents all hang out outside of the hospital, I think gave me a lot of insight. That question in particular actually gave me a lot of insight into if there was time, A, to hang out outside of work, and then B, if they liked each other enough to hang out outside, to make the time on their make the effort on their limited free time. And so those questions were kind of helpful. Also, reaching out to my medical school alumni network. I think having the connection from being in the same medical school gave me at least a knowledge of their foundation and where they came from. Where I went to med school in Maine was very supportive, and it was a very wholesome, connected community. And so a lot of the residents who then had graduated from our medical school who felt similarly in their residency just gave me that comfort that it was probably a feeling that I would have appreciated too. So I've been fortunate to have a lot of friends who are currently applying for jobs, and all of my friends who have applied are currently now signed for jobs, which is really exciting. And so they've had a lot of advice. I've gotten to see their perspective from kind of the outside looking in. And their advice is to, really try to get a feel for the hospital if you can visit in person. A lot of the logistics, depending on the job you're looking for, know what you want from a hospital system, if you want an academic system or a community system, and then what else you want in shift requirements. Do you want 12-hour shifts? Do you want 8-hour shifts? Kind of going into the process with an idea of what you're hoping to have for your career. And then having the support as you're going through that to know kind of what you need to negotiate as far as contracts, and don't brush things like that off. Use the resources that we have to kind of optimize your candidacy, I think is one of the big kind of themes that I've heard as well. So polish your CV and lean on that alumni network, and ask attendings if you have questions about contracts or questions about the specific job or the hospital, and try to reach out to current attendings who are there and get a feel for how they like it, and if they've had a good retention, and if they would recommend a similar job. And so I think I have a lot more to learn about that topic, but I've been trying to glean little pieces of advice as I move forward, so that once I get there in the next kind of year and a half actually to start looking at stuff like that, then hopefully I'll be ready.